to the Rare Wellness Podcast. The pressures of this modern life, society, and world often steer us towards unhealthy lifestyles. Wellness is a rare treasure, hidden in the maze of daily challenges. In this podcast, we illuminate uncommon pathways to health and vitality, exploring cutting-edge ideas in regenerative, longevity, and performance medicine, all delivered in bite-sized segments of 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Becca, and today we're diving into an often overlooked but critically important topic, the role of progesterone, and why optimization and replacement matter so much during perimenopause. Joining me today is Jeralee, one of our performance medicine nurses here at the Center for Regenerative and Performance Medicine, who also brings personal experience with progesterone and has seen firsthand how powerful this hormone can be for our patients. This podcast is brought to you by the Center for Regenerative and Performance Medicine, located in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Visit us online at www.c4rpm.com.
Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional for any medical concerns or treatment.
Jeralee, when most people think about hormones in midlife, estrogen usually gets all the attention. Hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, but that's not really the full story, is it?
Not at all. What I see, both personally and with our patients, is that progesterone is often the first hormone to decline, and that can start years before menopause.
Exactly. And that's something many clinicians miss. Progesterone loss often begins during perimenopause, even when estrogen levels still look normal on their labs. One of the biggest misconceptions is that progesterone is just a reproductive hormone.
Yes, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Progesterone plays a huge role in sleep quality, anxiety regulation, mood stability, brain health, protecting the uterine lining, and balancing estrogen effects. And honestly, that's where I personally notice the biggest difference, sleep and anxiety.
That's a great point. Physiologically, progesterone rises after ovulation during the luteal phase. As ovulation becomes inconsistent in perimenopause, progesterone production drops, sometimes dramatically, while estrogen may remain normal or even elevated.
Which creates that relative estrogen dominance we see so often, even when labs don't scream abnormal.
And that imbalance explains so many of the symptoms women come in with.
Absolutely. We hear it every day. Trouble falling or staying asleep, especially waking around 2 or 3 a.m., feeling anxious or wired but tired, mood swings or irritability, heavier or irregular periods, breast tenderness, migraines, PMS that actually gets worse with age.
And there's real neurobiology behind this. Progesterone is metabolized into a neurosteroid that enhances GABA-A receptor activity. This is the same calming pathway targeted by medications like benzodiazepines, but naturally and without addiction risk.
When progesterone drops, women lose that natural calming mechanism. That's exactly how it felt for me. Exhausted, but unable to sleep, anxious for no obvious reason.
Multiple studies show that micronized progesterone improves sleep quality, particularly sleep onset and deep sleep, without impairing cognition.
And clinically, we see that all the time. Women will say, I'm exhausted, but I can't sleep.
And that's not just stress.
It's neurohormonal.
Now let's talk about safety, because that's where a lot of fear comes in. Progesterone is actually protective, especially in women who have an intact uterus.
Right. It counteracts estrogen-driven endometrial proliferation, reduces the risk of endometrial hyperplasia, and supports normal uterine shedding.
And it's critical to distinguish bioidentical progesterone and synthetic progestins. The Women's Health Initiative showed increased risk with synthetic progestins, not micronized progesterone.
Follow-up data in later studies have consistently shown that micronized progesterone has a much safer cardiovascular and breast risk profile.
And that distinction matters, and it's widely misunderstood. Here's a key clinical pearl we teach all the time. Progesterone levels fluctuate, especially in perimenopause.
Exactly. A woman can have normal lab values and still feel awful. We see this constantly.
Which is why symptom-guided optimization, not just lab-based decision-making, is essential. And clinical guidelines increasingly support this individualized approach.
And this really isn't just about replacement.
It's more about optimization, restoring physiologic balance to support sleep, mood, metabolic health, and long-term brain health. When done correctly, progesterone therapy can be one of the safest, most well-tolerated, and most impactful interventions for perimenopausal women.
And for many women, myself included, it's the missing piece. If you're a woman in your late 30s, 40s, or early 50s thinking, I don't feel like myself, My sleep is broken. I'm struggling with anxiety. My periods are heavier or unpredictable. It may not be stress. It may not be aging.
It may be progesterone.
And the good news, there are safe, evidence-based ways to address it.
Thank you for joining us today on the Rare Wellness Podcast. If you found value in today's episode or learned something new, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share this podcast with a friend. Your support helps us to continue to provide free content to empower you on your journey to better health. If you would like more information on the topics that we covered today, visit www.spokanehrt.com.
We will see you next time.